Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Starting with the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. My name is Malaika and I am from the Department of PS Chemistry. Today in my presentation, I am going to share my experience of completing the third course of SQL, which was Intermediate SQL. Today in this presentation, we'll learn about the case statements, then about the subqueries, then about the common table expressions, and at the last about the window function. So let's get started. First of all, talking about the case statements. A case statement is basically used when you want to filter your results specifically. It consists of when, then, and else clause. Basically, in the when and then clause, you will write that statement according to which you want your result to be executed or represented. And in the else clause, you will write that statement which will not be according to the when or then clause, or that statement which you want your result to be executed in if it is not according to the when and then statement. For example, you want to identify that either Barcelona or Real Madrid are home team or away teams. Then you will write the case statement. The syntax would be case when followed by if your home team ID is equal to 8634, then the home team would be FC Barcelona, else the home team would be Real Madrid CF. Similarly, if when your away team ID is 8634, then your away team would be FC Barcelona, otherwise it would be Real Madrid. Now, we can use also aggregate functions with the case statements. The syntax would remain same. If you want the count of your case statement, you will simply write the syntax count followed by your case statement according to a given condition. If you want the sum of your case statement, simply the sum syntax will be followed by your case statement. Similar is the case with the average and the rounded average aggregations. Talking about subquery or simple subquery. Subquery is basically a query nested inside another query, and this can be nested inside any clause, either from clause, where clause, order by clause, any clause. For example, in the given example, you have to select a column. This is your outer query or the first query. Then you can see that the second query inside the from clause in the parenthesis is written. This means this is the nested subquery or simply the subquery. For example, you want to select home goal, which is a column in the match table, where home goal is greater than the average of the home goal from the match. So the query written in the where clause inside the parenthesis is the subquery. Here's a given example. But one thing you have to keep in mind is that when writing the query and the subquery, the name of the table will be written after the subquery. Like here, first of all, you have to write your outer query in which you have to select the country, the date, the home, and the away goals from a given table. But here you have not written your table name yet. First of all, you will have to write your subquery inside the from clause according to a given condition, and then at the end you will write your table name. Talking about common table expression or correlated nested subquery. In the case of correlated nested subquery, subquery can be correlated or uncorrelated. It will only reference information from the outer subquery or the main query or the first query. Talking about the CTEs, common table expression. It is only executed once. It will be then stored in the memory. It will improve your query performance. It will improve organization of queries. Now, the one thing you have to keep in mind while working with CTEs is that table name is declared before the main query. For example, the syntax for the CTE is with CTE as. CTE will be replaced here by the column name. Then you will write the subquery, and after that your main query will be executed. Talking about window functions. Window functions, we have two clauses, rank and over and partition by. For example, you want to find out the rank of the matches in home goal and away goal on the number of goals scored. You will simply write your main query, then your subquery, or without the subquery, you can also write it. The syntax would be rank, parenthesis, over, again parenthesis, order by, and then in the order by syntax, you will write your given condition. Like in this, you have to find the rank of the matches home goal plus away goal. Similar is the case with partition by. The partition by or over syntax, when collected, they calculate separate values for different categories, or they calculate different calculations in the same column. So simply, the syntax would be over, parenthesis, partition by, and your given condition or syntax. At the last, this is my statement of accomplishment that I write just after I completed my course. So I hope that was helpful. That's all from my side. Thank you.